Hi. So, I'm not listening to anything. It's been a little bit of a time. It's been so what I'm doing is actually I'm listening to GhostTube, and there's messages that are coming through that I can hear through my headphones. I didn't want to be disrespectful to the video with it blurping out. So there's someone that's coming out saying Billy, and someone's name is Billy. His name has been saying it for 5 times now, and he keeps on saying that he's watching and that it's dark. I've got it. That's my little fin. Anyways, so I'll be listening to messages from GhostTube, which is an awesome app, by the way, and they aren't generated because the things that they talk about, that messages that come through, they can actually hear me because I have it on another phone, but I'm hearing it through my Bluetooth. And then I've got music in the background, as you can hear, and then my son is on his computer doing his work. Anyways, I'm gonna do some readings. I know that I haven't been on for quite some time, and I think everyone should take a moment back and step back from all the negativity that has been happening in the world, because there's a lot of it recently, and everyone's getting all stressed out for Valentine's Day, which you shouldn't stress out about that, because if you're single, then just be happy that you're not spending money on someone that doesn't respect you or appreciate the things that you do in your life to make them feel good. Even if that's like buying chocolate or flowers or a teddy bear or whatever. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to bash someone else for, what they believe in. Billy keeps on saying that he's in the dark. So if you have someone named Billy, is he left out in the dark? Or is he over on the other side in the dark and he doesn't know what to do? Maybe his name is Bill and he prefers Billy. And if he's passed on, then I hope whatever he's done in his life, that he's okay. But since they're coming through and they're listening to me, so I can talk. Here, I'll show you, okay? So it makes it a little easier for you to understand. GhostTube, right? There's me. So you got GhostTube, and when I speak, they can actually hear. And there's messages that come up, and it said, "Do you know?" And I'm like, "Know what?" And then I'll ask the questions, and it will come up with what I'm hearing. And then I'll ask, "No, I don't know. What do you have to tell me?" And it takes them a time to communicate, but this is sort of like my little gift to myself of knowing how to do this and knowing how to talk to spirits that have passed on. And this also helps connect the two when sometimes you need more, and there's so many of them that they want to talk to you, but you don't have that avenue to tap in. Just want to put that out there. So I'm not listening to music. I'm listening to the messages that are actually coming through from the GhostTube. And I think it's absolutely awesome that energies can come through and communicate. And they use the technology, they use the energy to communicate with you. I cannot hear Billy. I cannot hear him. I don't know what he's trying to say. And I'll respond back to their messages because there's a whole bunch of them that are coming through of male and female voices. So it's not just one monotone voice. Like you could set it to a creepy voice, or you could set it to a normal voice, but there's voices of men and women and children that do come through. So it's not just one person having that message. So we are going to do some tarot because I haven't been doing it for quite some time. I took some time off to kind of alleviate any kind of stresses that have been happening, and it's just really good to take time off to rebalance yourself so that you're capable of finding yourself and aligning yourself properly. We command it. So they command what? What are you commanding? So I'll ask them questions as well, but there's big messages that'll come out. I'm also going to be drinking some coffee. Italian coffee. Yeah, the good stuff. Envy. Envy coming right up the hop. So with envy, I feel that there's people envious in your circle and outer circles of what you're capable of doing. So in your life, there's people that stand in the shadows and watch, but they're envious. Now, do they pray for you and pray for your success and doors to be open? Or are they praying for your downfall because they don't like that you do tarot? Or they don't like that you have certain gifts within yourself to help others? And they see that as, what's that word? They have like an issue. Like, here, I'll show you. So you've got someone standing in the shadows, and then this is your, what do you command? This is your bright future. This is what I'm seeing. And then someone standing in the shadows being extremely fucking jealous and envious of your moving forward. And they can't stop it. They can't stop it from happening because they're watching from the shadows. I cannot hear him. Who is him? And what does he want? And what is he trying to say? So envious parties, exes, past loved ones, people that are trying to send messages through, could be anyone in your life. So even I'm hearing frenemies, like people that want to wish you to do well, but in the end, secretly, they don't want you to do well. They're secretly wishing. I cannot hear him. Please stop repeating yourself. You have to let me know what he's saying. And you guys are saying, we command it. You need to let me know what he's commanding so that I can understand. Because I don't know who Billy is, and I don't know what Billy wants. Apologies. Sometimes ghosts can be extremely rude, and they're right up front and blunt. They don't have any filters, and you have to have that same filter back, just by the way. I'm not going to respond. Can you hear him? Like, they'll repeat. I'm like, I can't see their... Maybe it's not a best idea to have headphones on, but you would be hearing this if I took it off. And I don't know if you want to, because it's disrupting the messages. But it might be worth it. Yeah, I'll try next time. This is kind of like an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. Frenemies, family, friends, neighbors, groups, co-workers, even strangers that you don't know. are all envious of your beginnings and you're like proceeding forward into the new you of whoever you were supposed to be. They don't want it to happen for you because then you leave, you go away. And then they're stuck, well, I helped that person and they didn't give me anything. I'm like, it's not yours to have. If you were doing that out of, that you were hoping to get something out of it, you did it for the wrong reasons. You didn't actually care for the person. You just did it for the wrong fucking reasons. And yes, I do swear. This is me. You know what? And I don't really trust people that don't swear. And that's like me coming from the oil field and all my background of everything that I've done in my life. If the person doesn't swear, you can't really trust that individual. And maybe that's my backwards thinking. It's like, I don't know. And same with the handshake. How strong is your handshake? Are you like limp fish, like grabbing right here and then trying to like do that? Or is it like a firm, nice to meet you? And then they're like, wow, you got a good handshake. It's like, yeah, so that you can trust someone by the way that you shake someone's hand, right? I'm just saying that's a message for someone. Just be aware of these envious people. And they may cloak themselves to look like they are doing good by you, but trust your intuition and your gut feeling about certain people. So if you tell them stories about your life and they laugh at you, perhaps that person is actually a frenemy. Perhaps they are doing it for the wrong reasons. Perhaps they're thinking that they're going to get something from you because they're doing it for, they see you as an abundant person. They see you as a light being. And then they are like, well, I'll just stay in the shadows. I won't really help you. I'll just watch you go through things. And then, when you do get your abundance, I'll be right there watching and stalking you. Right? Totally. So be aware. Keep your business to yourself. Like everything that's happening in your life. Sometimes it's a hard lesson. Sometimes you really need to talk to someone and you really need to, no, I cannot hear him. I have my headphones on. Please stop interrupting. Apologies. If I look back in my little booklet here, I'll show you. Does it show? No, it doesn't show. It's like repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times they repeat, can you hear him? And I'm like, clearly I can't. I've got my headphones on and I'm receiving other messages and I'm listening to you fucking speak in my ear if I can hear him or not. And I'm like, no, I can't. So stop. Sometimes ghosts are really fucking annoying and sometimes they have messages, but you're not interested in listening to their types of messages because you're trying to get other information coming in. And there's one specific person that's coming in saying, oh, can you hear him? I'm like, what are you saying? What is he trying to say? Right? And then you also have to ask those questions within yourself. But with this, be aware of the people that are around you, even though that you really need sometimes people to talk to. Sometimes it's best just to write it down, because what you tell someone, they could take that out of what it's supposed to be and twist your words and manipulate your words in a different way. So be really careful on who you tell, right? If they're not opening up to you, like you're opening up to them, that should be a red flag. If they're not willing to tell you anything about their life, that's a red flag, right? Just be aware and keep your, what you do, may it be tarot, may it be writing, may it be singing, may it be driving, may it be, working at a business. Keep it under wraps and be very careful with any kind of information that you give to people, because they can use it against you. Unless they're recording you and they're recording verbatim, word by word, just be really careful. Even for myself, even for you, even for anyone else listening. Just be aware of types of different people that have motives, different motives than yours. Just be aware, okay? Is there any other cards that would like to come forward? Strategy. Like what I was saying, keep on writing, right? Maybe there's something that you need to be focusing on and putting your work, like your time and effort into. May it be tarot reading, may it be healing people, may it be a job promotion, maybe you want to go into the military, focus on focusing on that. Maybe it's a police force, maybe it's a firefighter, maybe it's Air Force, maybe it's anything, right? It could be anything in your life that you choose to do differently. Keep on going on that path. If you want to become a successful writer or movie actor, then that's what you focus on. Continue to focus on doing the work, right? It could be even making a plan on how to get out of a situation, or creating like an itinerary. I'm hearing itinerary on moving forward. And sometimes you also have to do the pros and cons about a job, right? So you could get a piece of paper and write the pros and the cons about something that you're unsure of. And then you write down all the pros and then write down all the cons. And then it can actually help you figure out if that's the best course of action for you to take. And it's your own thing. You don't have to share that with anyone, by the way. And be aware, right? Be very aware of people probing to try to get information from you. They want to know your information. They want to know why you're doing this and why that. And they want to be around you. And they sit around you, but they don't ever talk to you, right? They don't ever ask you other questions. They just... My son's having a little tantrum. Dealing with online people as well, right? Sometimes even online people have envious, like envy energy, and they tell you, oh, I don't like this, you should do this. And then sometimes people bow down. Hi, Marius. Some people bow down to listen to that other person. That person then has control over the other. But they're envious of your energy. So just be aware of who you tell, and don't tell your secrets to people. They're going to use your information against you eventually. They're going to twist your words. You don't know them. If they're not willing to open up of who they are to you, and you've shared a lot of your life with them, and they have no want to even reciprocate, oh, that happened to me, oh, this, healed or not healed, if they're not willing to be like a sincere, understanding part of you, and they're looking at you as, well, she's got abundance coming, or he's got abundance coming, or, well, maybe I'll just stick around and see if they're going to give me a handout because I helped them. Be aware, okay? It's like giving off red flags, like waving the red flag. Like, yeah, it should be like bing. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't feel right. If it's a true friend, they would want to know and then give you advice and help you out in any way, shape, or form that they can, instead of just watching you go through all of this stuff and not giving you any kind of resolutions to your issues and problems. And they're just kind of pushing it along, going, oh yeah, I'm here for you, but in reality I'm not, because I'm super envious that you have your gifts and you can move away from all trauma, and you can transmute all this bad negative energy, and I don't know how you do that, and I prayed for you, but I'm not. Beware. Keep on doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. Keep on focusing on what your path is supposed to be in life. It doesn't necessarily have to be tarot reading. You could have like a modeling. You could do anything, right? Like anything in your life. I'm just pulling on my experiences, what you could be doing. I don't know who you are, but you need to focus on what is best for you, and not people that are envious, standing in the shadows, watching you, being a deceitful motherfucker. Excuse my language, but yeah. And, not applauding for you. They're not applauding, by the way. They're plotting, but they're not applauding. Get me? Are there any other messages that would like to come forward? Door to spirit. So keep your door to the divine open, whatever that looks like to you. May you talk to ghosts. May you talk to entities. May you talk to angels. May you talk to whatever God that you believe in. But just to keep it open, right? Your spirituality. What is your spirituality? This one keeps on wanting to fall, but they're like, keep faith, keep moving in the direction that you're supposed to go into, but keep that door open. Don't let others close it because they're envious of you. That's what I'm getting from this card. I'm getting like, don't shut the door because someone else has a thought that you shouldn't be this way, because they're envious of your talents and your gifts. Rest and rejuvenation, like we all have to. We all have to have some kind of like stepping back and having like a soulful body cleanse. So like the music that I have in the background, it kind of self-regulates your energy, your aura, and that's what you need to do. Maybe do some stretching, maybe do some meditation, perhaps just sit there, listen to the music, and just calmly find yourself. Even if it's having a bath, a shower, even if you're listening to some really good music that moves you and you're like bouncing all over the place and you're just rocking out to the music, sometimes that's really nice too. Even if you're singing, right? You open up your third chakra. No, not my throat. I'm like, third? No, third's down there. And I was like, no, opening up your throat chakra. Allowing your voice to come through without having people that are jealous of your movement forward. But find the peace within yourself. It's also giving me nature. So nature walks. Hopefully there's not a lot of, and it's, I want to say, hopefully there's not a lot of dogs in the wood, because that disrupts your energy, like peaceful energy, where you got a dog barreling. Goodbye. They said goodbye. So, yeah, okay, goodbye. Goodbye out of my energy. Goodbye. Okay. Toodaloo. often rushed, right? They're either barking at you, or they try to bite you on the trail, or you got bikes, and it's like if you're standing there just going, oh, this is so peaceful, and then you have some nosy dog that comes up, runs up to you, or is coming up to you and is sniffing, and it's being really rude, and it's not being respectful. That disrupts your rejuvenation. And then it's, even if you try to ignore that dog still wants that attention from you, because it's demanding that attention from a stranger. And so when you give in, your peace is disrupted. And it's too bad that walking trails don't, if you have dogs, it's like, keep them on a leash. Not everyone likes dogs, by the way, adults or children, especially rude, unruly, barking dogs. Even children, right? If there's children on the trail and they're being little terrors, perhaps that you should train them, or at least guide them into how to be sharing the pathway, instead of just being a terror, doing vandalizing or anything like that, right? Disrupting the peace. You don't want to disrupt your peace. You need to heal. And healing is also basically going out and doing inner work as well, the dark night of the soul, and doing inner work so that you can heal and transmute the energy that people are throwing at you, because you have jealous eyes throwing it all the time. Even people on the street, the groups that you're in, people that say that they have good things coming to you, but they really don't. They're really fucking envious. They don't really want to help you. They just want to be a spectator. Oh, that's the word, spectating. That's what they're doing. They're just standing in the shadows, spectating from behind. They're not in the golden, they don't look warm. They don't look, they're like, well, I'll have this money. Oh, they have abundance coming in, right? They holding some pearls. And they also have, looks like some kind of sword or something dangling in the other round. But the face is sort of like, oh God, your golden city, your everything that you've desired to have. And then this person is standing in the shadows, spectating, throwing you evil eyes. So make sure that you do some tree hugging, going out into nature, sitting there listening to some nice music, being around your animals, going for walks. Just know yourself, and don't burn yourself out too much. They're like, don't burn yourself out from energy, because you need this to be balanced, so that you can transmute any evil eyes or energy that is coming through from other people that are envious of who you are as a human being, as a light worker, as a healer, as, whatever. The people that are happy that you're in their life will actually cheer you on about, I think that's a great idea. Let's look into that. You should definitely do that. But the people that are in the background, that are just sort of like sit down at your table, but they're super quiet and they don't talk to you at all, but they fucking stare at you. Yeah. You know who they are. Know those people and stay the fuck away from them, because clearly, they don't have your best interest at heart. Cornucopia. Abundance, like I said before, with your envy. Cornucopia, getting the things that you want in your life because you've planted the seeds previously. You transmuted the energy into receiving an abundance, and it'll be coming in. It really will be. Everything that you dreamed of and desired So it's good, right? Just remember, patience. They said patience and divine blessing. And I'm not listening to anything. I guess I could take off my headphones, but it's comfy. But everything in due time, everything is coming. It's just takes sometimes a little bit, but just know that blessing is coming. Messages, any more messages that would like to come forward? Magician in the mirror, creating the balance, transmuting, and like I said before, transmuting the energy, yin and yang energy. So you have ice and fire, a balance of who you are. Like it also could be considered dark and light. So it's not necessarily meaning that I feel that you can transmute the energy on which you feel in your life. Like you have the power to create your own destiny. Creating. Baba, could you kindly thank you. Any other messages that would like to come forward? Lovely, I got two more. I've got the sun. New beginnings. Wish fulfillment. New beginnings. Change. There's no sun out there today, but it doesn't mean that you're not enlightened, right? To change. Just you'll be getting your wishes fulfilled. New beginnings, change. Like everything that you've wished for, like the cornucopia, your seeds have been planted. You'll be getting what you truly deserve. And door to healing, door to personal healing and happiness. So with the rest and rejuvenation, right, you also heal yourself inside. The work that you put into, you heal yourself through the journey that you go through. And sometimes it does have to be dark side of yourself to heal past childhood traumas and wounds, and you can heal yourself to be moving into a better flow than someone that feels stuck. Keep on moving forward into the light on for yourself. But do be mindful that you have envious energies around you that want to block and just stand around in the shadows just to see if you're capable of moving forward. And be careful of what you tell them, because they can also hinder your progress on not dwelling in the past. If they haven't done the dark night of the soul and they haven't healed their childhood inner wounds and they're still holding on to like major fucking resentments, they don't get this, by the way. They're stuck until they actually work on themselves and not just be like, they should be praying for their own selves They should be working for healing themselves, balancing themselves out, doing the work instead of just constantly, saying, oh, I pray for you and I pray for this and I pray for that. I'm like, it's all very well and good, but sometimes, they don't always have the best intentions for you. So be aware that there are envious people that don't want you to move forward and don't want you to have this, because this is where you'll also find your true happiness within yourself. If you stay single, or if you marry, or you find someone, or even if you get a dog or a cat or a horse or a bird, or any kind of reptiles or a fish, or you have a garden full of flowers, right? It all depends on your personal energy and what you like in your life. But please do be aware that you have envious individuals in your energy that want to come back in. May it be exes or ex-friends or people that you knew or acquaintances, or sometimes you have a dream and you're like, fuck off, leave me alone. I don't want your energy in my energy anymore. We had whatever we had. Now you go back to whatever you're doing, and that's it. Please leave me alone, and please just go back to your life. Oh, I can't. I want to be around you. I'm like, no. All right. It's a no. It's a hard no. I don't take anyone back from my past. And if I do, if I have you as a friend from the past, you're really fucking lucky. Really. And if I haven't talked to you in a long time and I decide to befriend you, then I decide that. It's not up to someone else to decide that fate for me, nor watch me from the shadows or watch me from the sidelines thinking that they're cheering me on, but in reality, they're only putting blockages in my path because they are unhealed motherfuckers that can't move on from being like, they just want to hold on. I gotta hold on to you. I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, because I work through it. That's how I fucking do it, all right? I take all the fucking past trauma and I hurt and all that kind of stuff, and I fucking transmute it and I fucking wish it away, and I go hug a fucking tree, okay? I hug a tree. I go, sit in the sun, and I allow that energy and I allow that hurt to come forward, and I allow myself to feel and understand why that happened to me. May it be whatever it happens in your life, you allow that to affect yourself so that you can work properly on getting that resolved within yourself so that you can become a healed individual. He looks pretty fucking peaceful, right? He looks healed, right? That's what you need to do as well. So you have to go through the dark night of the soul. You have to go through your childhood wounds. You have to go through everything that your family has ever done to you, or your friends, or your schoolmates, or your jobs, or anything that has happened. Strangers tried to fucking kill you and strangle you. Okay, yeah, you got to work through that too. Oh, you fell off a cliff with your horse? Yeah, you got to work through that too. Or, you saw animals die, or, you were in a war and you saw a whole bunch of people being blown up. Yeah, you got to fucking work through that shit too, right? How are you going to work through that? What kind of support do you have? And maybe your support is an animal, or it's your children, or it's yourself. Can you heal? Or do you have envious fucking people creating blockages in your path so that you can't move forward and you can't heal, right? Maybe there's some things that you've seen that you can't heal from. It's like, then if you can't heal from it, then it's only you that is stopping that progress to be moving forward. And so you're going to have to ask yourself the really fucking hard questions of like, why are you stopping yourself from moving forward to being more of a peaceful individual? And if you're a narcissist, then there's no hope for you, because you won't ever see why you're hurting yourself to be moving forward. And the people that try to be in your life, to try to love you and try to be, the benefit to seeing a different way within your life, if you don't see yourself, you can never heal. You can never see all the wrongs that you've done because you've implemented that with someone within yourself, and you're holding on to the other past energies. I was like, well, I got to keep a hold of that because they really affected me. I'm like, why did they affect you? Why? Why do you have any kind of connection with that person? Why don't you just fucking cut them off? Block and delete and bless them and saying, bye-bye, see you later, block and fucking delete. Like, seriously, block and delete. And if you're stuck in a situation, and you can't get out of a house or an apartment, or just be respectful and mindful and work on yourself until you can find an exit to leave any kind of situations that you're in. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. And sometimes, sometimes you wish that, you could teleport, right? There's wishes, but it also has to come down to you healing yourself so that you are aware of your surroundings. And it's not fight or flight. So if you're trained a certain way, or if you trained yourself a certain way to see and notice individuals and the way that they move, because everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. So how is that person walking? How is that person moving? Are they there for my well-being? Are they not there for my well-being? Are they just wanting to take from me? Are they wanting to just take money from me? Are they, doing something useful with their life? Are they cheering other people on? Or are they just creating blockages and pulling you away from what your path is supposed to be? Seriously. If it's a religious group, right? And they're like, oh, well, tarot is, the devil's work. Yeah, I've been told that. And I'm like, I got really fucking offended. I'm like, excuse fucking me? Like, who the fuck do you think you are telling me that tarot is the devil's work? Excuse me? You sound like a very unhealed individual if you fucking think that I'm using, that as like, oh, you're gonna cast spells on people. I'm like, no, this is a collective energy of the people that are actually coming through and trying to give you messages so that other people can fucking heal. It's like, and I'm using my stories to allow other people to fucking heal and say, well, fuck, she's or he's been through a lot of things. When I say she or he, I mean like many different people that have probably gone through the same fucking things that I've gone through, and sometimes I have not, but I'm very sympathetic to other people that have gone through more worse shit than I have, and I'm willing to listen and understand and be there for them if they really do need help on trying to figure out how to transmute and take away all these attachments. Baba, noise please. So thank you. Right? You need to realign yourself and be around good people. And if you can't be around good people, then you need to be by yourself, because they cannot help you and they will not help you because they're standing in the shadows. They have no idea how to fucking help you. And it could very well be that they just need to just leave you be so that you can figure out by yourself. Everybody wants to be a part of it, but no one wants to actually give you solutions and help you out. Like, really sincerely help you out when you ask for help and they're like, oh, well, yeah, I can't really help you out, but we can try to do stuff for you. And I'm like, no, if you can't help me out, I'd rather you just leave me alone, because you putting blockages and your energy into my energy isn't going to work. Right? It's not going to work. And then I'll just pull away because I can feel red flags popping up that you're not on my team. You're not going to be helping me, and you're only standing in the shadows wanting something from me when my cornucopia comes in. And then guess what? The hand will be out. Oh, hey, remember that time that I did this and I helped you with this? Oh, hey, can you remember that time that I did this? Yeah, they'll be like, oh, hey, can you give me some money now? Oh, you have a lot of stuff coming in and you have all this nice stuff and all that kind of stuff. Do you think you can help me now? Excuse me? Oh, well, you're healed now and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, if you fucking deserved it, if you actually fucking helped me. But the fact that you stood in my way and created blockages and told me that tarot was, the devil's work and there's scriptures in the fucking Bible saying so, I'm like, who the fuck are you? It's like, sometimes tarot actually helps people. And if you dabble it in yourself, or do it for yourself, or you do it for other people, it's like, who are you to tell them that they can't be doing it, that they shouldn't be doing it? Just because you believe in a certain religion doesn't necessarily mean that you need to slander and slam someone else's spirituality. I really want to say, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, seriously. If you can't respect and you can't learn from someone when they're having a special gift like this and they have the ability to speak with a divine energy because they are like the chosen one, the star, whatever, right? However they see themselves or how they feel within themselves as a divine connected being, because they're keeping the door to spirit open. They choose to keep this open because they know that they get downloads and they get messages, and they're a healer and they're a light worker and they're a medium and they're an oracle and they are everything, right? Who the hell do you think you are as a very unhealed individual that hasn't worked on themselves at all to tell someone else that, oh, it's the devil's work? Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, seriously. Fucking heal yourself first, right? Before coming into someone else's energy that they've done fucking all the work on themselves. And this doesn't necessarily mean money. It could very well mean that you get spiritual gifts because you've ascended your energy. You've transmuted all the past fucking envious, jealous fucking ideas and ideologies from other fucking people. They're in church groups or whatever groups, right? Work, coworkers, strangers, other groups that you're around, and they're like, oh, you do that? Oh, you probably bring it among yourself. Fuck you. It's like, as soon as someone says that, I don't trust them anymore. I'm really hesitant on trusting someone when they slam someone else's work. It's like, I don't go around doing that to other people. Why are you doing that to me? Oh, well, you're not religious. I'm like, I am. I am actually religious for all of them. I respect every religion. But I'm not going around there slamming other people's spirituality. It's like, you sound like you need to go the fuck over there because you don't belong in my energy if you're willing to slam someone else's energy and their spirituality because they're keeping whatever door to spirit they have open. You're not very accepting. You just see one specific area and that's it. And if you don't fall into that one specific, role or group or whatever, then you're like, you gotta go away because you can't have, you're a devil worshiper. Oh, you heal people? Oh, you gotta stay away. You're probably gonna put spells on people. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, blinders. It's like horse blinders, remember? Like, horses have blinders on when they work on carriages. Or you tell them a little bit about your life and they're not willing to tell you anything about their life, like a give and take type of information. Or you tell them something super sensitive and they start laughing at you. Right, okay. That's not gonna make me trust you. Right? And I think that's the same thing with anyone else, that they trust you. They open up a little bit and they trust a little bit more, and they don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you talk. They don't want to hear you, speak your mind. They don't want to hear anything unless it matters to them. And it's like they want to be seen as an individual, like a narcissist energy. They want to be seen as that you need them, that they are doing all this kindness for you because you are in need of their help, but they're not healed. They're not fucking healed. Yet they're standing in the shadows, being a certain individual that they want, but they're not really helping you. Be aware of these people. It gives off like major red fucking flags, because if they get upset at you for doing something that's healing yourself and they're still dwelling on what happened to them, they haven't worked on themselves. No amount of praying will ever get you anywhere if you haven't worked on yourself. Your cup, if your cup is fucking empty, how are you supposed to fill it when you're constantly pouring it out to someone else? Fill your cup up first, and the overflow you can give to others. Yeah, major enviness from people. Keep your spiritual aspects of your life up. Don't dim your light. They're like, don't dim your light for someone else that has no fucking light in them, because they're jealous and envious of the way that you create, and the way that you move, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you hold yourself, the way that you have courage and movement moving forward. And you have a plan, like within yourself, to know that, and this is like, you have the plan. You are the magician to make things. It's outside. Okay, I heard it's outside. And maybe having that energy is outside, being in nature, seeing the birds, feeding squirrels and chipmunks, and things that you give back to help. But you can transmute the energy. You can make things move in your favor. You're a magician. Like turning dirt into gold. Maybe you have the Midas touch. Maybe everything that you create and you make turns into liquid gold, or solid gold, or internet gold. Who knows? Anyways, be aware of these jealous, envious people that are in your life trying to create blockages, that trying to take your way, your spirituality of who and what you believe in within yourself. Right? They stop your healing, by the way. They try to revert you down another path. So be aware of that. So if you're going on your path, right, your plan, your path, and then someone comes in with a side offer going, oh, hey, you want to come down this way? And then you go down because you think that, you kind of go down a little bit to the rabbit hole because they're talking a good talk, right? And then you're like, you know what? The way that you diss me doesn't make me feel like I want to go any further. I think I'll stop here and I will walk out backwards so that I'm facing you and you're not going to stab me in my back when I turn. So I'm going to back out and close the door and then go down back on my path of where I'm supposed to be, because they're throwing all these energies at you to try to get you to stop doing what you're doing, stop following what your path is supposed to be following, right? So as much as, and then you have to also heal from it, right? From these people, these envious energies that are throwing fucking stones and then hiding hands, or they live in glass houses and they're like, hey, oh, it's not me, it wasn't me, right? then you have to heal and do the work on that energy. But then you realize that that's a person or people or a group or coworkers or strangers that you cannot trust. And then the next time you see them, like, yeah, you know, I think I'll stay away from you. I'm sorry, but we can't have this anymore. Because sometimes your cornucopia, maybe you do have money coming in. Maybe it's a spiritual gift, right? More enlightenment coming in, maybe more ascending the seeds that you're planting. What seeds are you planting? Could be anything, okay? Whatever your cornucopia is, it could be a business venture where you have a business plan in mind, and I keep on hearing it's outside. I can hear it. My headphones are off, but cornucopia, maybe it's outside. Maybe your peace and heaven and rest and rejuvenation is outside in the woods. It's in nature. It's releasing things. I hear going, hugging a tree to release and transmute the energy. So when you hug a tree and you have all this negative energy that you have bound up from other people that are super envious of what you're doing in your life for healing purposes within yourself, when you hug a tree, it grounds you. Excuse me. It grounds you. It releases the energy that you have bound up in your body, and you like take your hand or you hug a tree. It doesn't have to look like you're literally, oh, I love trees, right? We go, no. Like, you can lean on a tree. You're still grounding. You're just touching with bare hand. Even if it's cold outside, you just have to release that energy and ground, and the trees will transmute that energy, and you'll feel a lot better. Trust me, you will. There's so many kids that hug trees when they're young, and then people are like, oh my god, why are you hugging a tree? That's so weird. And then some people fall out of it and they don't do it, and they hold on to resentment. I was like, well, who are you to tell me that I can't do that? Who are you to tell me that that can't happen for my well-being? That's what I need. You don't know what I need, right? New beginnings are coming. It will come, but just know that you have to cut off these people that are just watching, but they're not doing. They may feel like they're doing something by helping you out, but in reality, they're not really fucking helping you out. And it's something that you have to learn. And sometimes that's a hard lesson, because you're hoping that when they say that they're going to help you, that they would actually really do indeed help you, but they're not really going to help you because they're so fucked up that they can't help you, because they haven't done the work themselves. They haven't healed themselves. So keep your spirituality up to yourself. Keep on going on the path that you're going. Make sure that you get exercise, drink water, go hug trees, ground yourself. You planted the seeds in the past to bring you your abundance in the near future. Keep on following your path. Be aware of envious, jealous motherfuckers that want to put blockages and hurdles in your path so that you are not going on your direct path, because they see more of a light within yourself than they do within themselves. And other people are attracted to that. And then when you start telling your problems or your issues to other people, you don't know what the fuck they're saying to other people about your problems, or your, you can't even trust them. It's like, can you keep your mouth shut? Or are you going to be like flapping your fucking gums going blah, 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 right? And you only hear what you want to hear, right? Remember that. People only hear what they want to hear. And they may just like fuck up everything that you are trying to portray within your energy. So be really careful of who you trust, right? And even if you did tell people and you thought that you could trust them and they proved themselves, it's a lesson that you learned, right? Even when you're like down and out and you're super low, like a low energy, you're like, I need to tell someone, I need to talk to someone about the situation, and they've got nothing to tell you afterwards. Now you know that you've told them, you told the wrong person, because they don't give you any positive feedback about what you should be doing. So if you tell someone about your problems and your issues that you're having, and they don't give you any feedback or anything of like, oh my God, we should go and do this right now, blah blah blah, it was the wrong person to tell. But then right now you can't trust that person, and that's in any kind of job, co-workers, bosses, family, friends, frenemies, strangers, anywhere. Just be aware of the type of people that you want in your energy and want to know, and you want them to know your story. Sometimes it's not worth telling everyone because they won't understand where you're coming from. Just be mindful. You have to reach your own soul tribe, because sometimes they want to steer you away from what you're supposed to know and what you're supposed to learn. And that is indeed another hurdle that a lot of people don't realize, is that there are those people in your life or around you, or your neighbors, or the people down the street, right? That are only there for what they can see, what they could get out of you. They don't really care. Sometimes it's a super hard lesson that you think that you can trust someone, and then all of a sudden you can't. And you're like, shit, I thought I could trust this person. I thought that they were there for like my seriously well-being. I thought that, they were really going to help me out. And then you realize, okay, well, I can't trust a lot of people. And they're like, oh yeah, you can trust me. I'm like, really? You're not even fucking healed. You haven't done the dark night of this fucking soul. You haven't gone through the traumas in your life and healed yourself. And you're telling me that I can trust you when you don't have a good head on your shoulders. Your life is a mess, and you still hold on to what hurts in the past? Right. Okay. Right. Be mindful of the people that you surround yourself in, and it's probably best that you stay single, not getting in a relationship, even though that you want to have a relationship. You know what? If you really, 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 really want to have a relationship, I would say to go and volunteer at the SPCA and walk dogs and be around cats. They need someone. They don't have anyone. So why not go to a shelter, like an animal shelter, and either foster an animal or talk to someone that you could do some dog walking for animals. There, now you're not alone, are you? You have a place to go. You can heal yourself. You can find yourself. And if you don't like animals, then you can find something that you like to do. But and you have to work on yourself. And you know what? Working with an animal that has been like severely beaten by other people or other animals or dog fighting, it keeps on saying it's outside. So maybe your door to spirit is outside. Maybe the trees are outside. Absolutely, the trees are outside. Maybe they're inside your house. Wouldn't that be cool to have like a tree inside your house, that your house is built around a tree? That would be so cool. Then you have a living energy that can transmute your energy. no matter what. Cool. Anyways, good things are coming. Be mindful of envious people that want to destroy. Keep your faith open to yourself. Do the work. Kind of like mind your business too. And don't tell people your business. It's none of their business either to know what's happening in your life, because they can say stuff that isn't true, and they can lie about you too, just to make them feel like they are better than you and make you feel worse off than what you're supposed to be, focusing on. Be really careful. And I know sometimes trusting people is, certainly hard. You can write it down too. You can take a pen and paper or go on the computer and just write. Because then you're releasing that energy. You're releasing that energy on that piece of paper or on a computer, and you're just releasing that energy. Everything that you have on, you're releasing it, right? So that someone else can read it and they're like, oh shit, like now they cannot twist your words because you actually have it written down. They can't come in and say, well, that's not what you told me. I'm like, I told you exactly what I told you, and I have it written down. So why are you twisting my words? Why are you trying to make it sound like you're the fucking savior and I'm, in worse shape than when I came to you to tell you? Just be mindful of people. Like I'm feeling that. Be extremely mindful and be peaceful within yourself. Do the healing work. Go through the steps of, finding your own happiness, your own healing within yourself, working through the dark night of the soul, going through all the childhood traumas, all of them, all of them, and go from step by step, and know that your personal healing is paramount over anyone else. Because in the end, you healed yourself. You healed. You've done the work. You get your door to personal healing and happiness. You get your cornucopia. You get everything that you desire to have in your life, right? Because you have put the work in to heal yourself, so that the next person or family members, meaning like future children or a future husband or a future wife, can see that you fucking healed yourself and you worked through everything in your life that you saw as whatever is happening within you. They saw that, right? They are getting the healed version of yourself, and you don't have extra baggage from the past coming in and trying to affect it. With these toxic, envious, jealous individuals that are in your life, you'll have to cut them out. You really will. It's like, and if that's just like moving away or not going to, maybe it's a job. Maybe you have to change up your job. Maybe you have to focus on, maybe you go back, maybe you go into the military or police or firefighters or whatever, ambulance. Maybe you want to go into something different, but maybe you should take that chance upon yourself, right? Life isn't worth living when you have constant flow of envious fucking people trying to create paths and blockages, trying to allure you down away from your divine path that they want to like throw a monkey wrench in so that you pay attention to them, and they're like, well, I healed you, now you got to give to me. It's not like that. Okay, let's just, are there closing out messages that would like to come forward on this card reading? Are there any other messages that would like to come forward? Wow. So these two cards, the world, right? The world is your oyster. You have the ability to move it and move yourself. It could be that you're traveling across the world. Maybe that song by the Cranberries, the word was like Desperate Andy. The world is your oyster. There's a little. Gotta listen to the lyrics. I loved the Cranberries when I was young. But you hold your world in your hands and how you move upon it. What is your vibration walking on this earth? Who are you? And what are you doing to create the best one for you without doing shitty things to other people? And you have deceit. Deceitful, envious individuals standing in the background. So be aware of this energy. That's what I'm here. It's like beware of these people standing in the shadows, creating the blockages, creating the hassles, following you, stalking you, gang stalking you, snooping through your belongings. If you live with people, are they snooping through your things? Are they trying to get information? Are they standing outside of your window and looking in? Or are they, do they put cameras up? Are they watching the way where you're going? Do they have spyware on your phone so that they can tap into where you're going, right? That's all a crime, by the way. Like, crime, like you can go to jail for that. Deceitfulness, deceitful people standing in the shadows, holding something valuable of yours. Maybe they got paperwork, maybe they got money, maybe there's an inheritance, maybe there's, other things that are coming into your life from the other people that have passed on, but they don't have anything good to offer you, by the way. Nothing is good when they're being fucking deceitful and jealous and envious of your growth, of who they see you as being. Message. Or are there any other messages that would like to come forward before I say toodly-doo, toodly doodly doodly doo? They're like, no, because you basically said it all. Oh, that one, okay, fine. Adjacent possibilities. So when one door closes, another opens. And same with the window. Maybe you don't have a door, but you have windows. Well, when you close one window, another opens. Same with the door. What one job, if you left a job and then you're looking or you've applied for other jobs and you're like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna try. And the worst that they can say is no. Or they'd be like, yeah, definitely try. The worst you can say is, no, we don't want you. I was like, fine, no problem. I'll just go this way. It's like that door closes and then you find something else that is more meaningful to you, right? Or that could also mean rabbit holes and friendships, right? You could go through one door, right? The blue one here. Is it blue? Maybe blue, maybe it's purple, right? But you go down that and then you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna back out and close that door, right? Oh, look, there's one on the ground. Is that a rabbit hole? Like possibly. The French doors here, right? Are you walking straight towards those doors, or are you walking to the other doors that are a possibility of, like, they're open, so you have choices, you have options. It doesn't necessarily mean a job. It could mean for love. It could mean for children. It could mean of other possibilities that you are not aware of, that don't even have, I'm hearing, perhaps there's a job out there that you don't even know that is, like, available to you because it's not even made up in knowing that it exists. they're gonna like look at your resume and they're like, you know what, let's just make up like this is, she has all this experience, or he has all this experience in his life, and they've got street smarts, and they got this, and they got that, and they're like, you know what, let's just make up we really want to work with this person. Let's just give them that opportunity. It's like maybe that opportunities are these white doors. And then, but all these other doors are now opening up for you, trying to pull your attention away from the big white ones, the big French doors that have like, where like your the lottery job, right? Where you get a job and you're thinking, this is the fucking lottery of a job, like this is like retirement type of job, like then I can rest easy. I really enjoy doing it because I'm learning lots, but then all of a sudden these doors open up, and some of them are closed because you've already gone down that door or that window, and they're like, no, you're like, no, I don't want to do this anymore, and it's a lesson learned. It's not necessarily supposed to be like a bad thing, but they're saying like, focus on going forward and be aware of the people and places and things that are trying to entertain like false shows, false promises, people that can't deliver what they say that they're going to do. And you go down there and then you're like, frick, did I you know, is this door still going to be closed? Like if I went down this door and, you know, oh shoot, that door closed. Depending on what you're after. What are you after? Are you looking for like happily ever fucking after? Or are you going to be tempted? Temptation to go down that hole, because you look down and you're like, oh, well, that looks like super fun. Maybe I'll go down there. Maybe those doors close. Maybe a whole bunch of other doors close because you went down to this one. Just be aware of your options and your choices. And sometimes options come in as false options. So just be really careful on who you trust, because there's deceitful losers out there that will try to pull you into a different direction than where you're supposed to be and going forward, because they don't like what they see. They don't want you to be moving forward because they're still fucking stuck and they don't know how you do it. Yeah, right? And instead of asking, because you believe in something totally fucking different than they do, and then all of a sudden you are a bad fucking person because you believe in something totally different than they do, and they can't stand why you do this. No, we have to convert you into something else because we don't like the way that you're doing things. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're not even fucking healed. You haven't worked through any of your shit. So all of a sudden, you know what's best for me? You don't even fucking know me, bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are? What kind of work have you done in your life that you can tell me what I should be doing, right? Think about that and think about those questions as well. Sometimes people that seem like they are honest and are good for you are not good for you, because the mask will fall off as soon as you start feeling that you can trust them and they tell you something totally different. Or they show you it with their red flags of where you tell them sensitive things about yourself and they laugh at you. Just saying. Anyways, this was your reading. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for listening to me, and until then, there's an ad. We will talk with you later. Okay, bye-bye. Peace, light, and love.